Guess what, guys? We are finally getting into writing our music down on a staff. I'm super excited, and for those of you who don't read music, you're probably thinking, oh, it's so stupid, no one cares. But it's definitely an important part, and it's kind of fun once you get used to it. So, as I said in the last video, we write music on what's called a staff. It's cold in here. Just throwing it out there. So, staff, 5 lines. Oh! Woo! That could have been bad. Where was I? 5 lines. Well, that looks poopy. Da 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 da. Now, sweet. That's all cool and yeah. So, we can represent pitches on this staff. So, we can, let's say we can just assign a certain line a pitch. So let's say this is going to be a G. This line. So when we write a note, which just looks like this, like that, or like a D almost, without that little, yeah, you get the point. That's a note. We can represent pitches with just a circle or a little, technically they're kind of angled upward, but it's not that big of a deal. So we can represent pitches like this. That's a G, because that's the pitch I assign to this line. So this is a G, and each line and each space represents a different pitch. So the line above it is naturally going to be the next letter in the musical alphabet. And we know it stops at G, so it goes, so let's say this is G4, this is going to be A4, because remember, scientific pitch notation goes from C to C. So even though we're going to the next set of A to G, we're still at A4, because down here is C, and we'll get into that soon. This is G, this is A. So, A. The next line, right here, is going to be B. And then this line right here is going to be C. And this one right here is going to be D. And this one right here is going to be E. And then this line right here is going to be F. And we can actually write a note above the line like this. See, it's on the line, but it's not across the line like this. Because if we were to represent an F, we would draw it with a line in between the hole of the circle. So this is actually a G. We can do that. We can write above the staff lines. So this is a G. I don't know why I wrote it inside it here. This is a G. And now, when we go too far high or too far low, we create what's called a ledger line. Oh, more vocabulary! It's important you familiarize yourself with these terms I'm giving you, although it doesn't really matter that you know them as long as you know how to use them. For example, you can know that this is a ledger line and not really know it's a ledger line. As long as you know this represents a C and it's above or below the staff, that's all that really matters. But as a music major or a professional musician, a tutor, trainer, or just having fun, you may want to pick up on some of the vocabulary. Because when somebody's talking about ledger lines and you're like, what? I have no clue what you're talking about. You're going to, A, look dumb, especially when you're such a great musician and don't know what a ledger line is. 2, I think that's about it. You're not going to know what they're talking about, which eliminates, because we think of music theory as the universal language. Everybody knows about music theory, no matter if you're in America or anywhere else. You should know these vocabulary words because you're limiting yourself from what you can learn, from what you can interpret, from what you can, that's about it. But you can still hear music. That's why music is the universal language. Anybody, anywhere can hear it and interpret it. The way we write music is just a way to represent the way it sounds on paper, or nowadays on tablets or computers, or, well, they're both computers, but yes. So, ledger lines. After my rant, a ledger line is a small, short line above or below the staff. So an example of a ledger line would be here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So if we wanted to represent this pitch, we'd have to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ledger lines to tell them that's how far to go down. Because there's all these notes here. So this one's going to be like, duh, and this one's going to be like, duh. Because this is a lower pitch on the staff. Well, that's all I have to say in this video, which was the introduction of staffs and writing music, and also notes, the way they're written. But we're going to get a lot more in depth, and in the next video I'm going to be talking about something really cool. This is very important. It has to do with this cool design looking thing that musicians draw to look fancy. It doesn't work. So yeah, we're going to talk about that little cool thing in the next video. So yeah, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and like this video, please. I'm not begging, but please. Oh man.